Hey, it's Jordan. Delighted to be joined with an old friend, LaDonna Brave Bull Allard, leader back at the Standing Rock pipeline protests, member of Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. And I haven't spoken with you in a while, but there's still, believe it or not, efforts to get this pipeline out of the ground. There's still efforts to stop the owner of the pipeline from doing very, very risky, dangerous things that are affecting your tribe. A lot of it hasn't been covered because of the pandemic, but you're still in court. And there's also obviously the pandemic, which has been disproportionately affecting Native Americans on your reservation and other reservations. But first, I wanted to start because many people might not know. They remember you from Sacred Stone Camp, but you have had your own serious health problem that is now, thankfully, seems to be improving a little bit.
So I had a glioblastoma tumor, brain tumor, which are inoperable. And they are one of the most aggressive types of brain tumors. As people might remember, John McCain had this type of brain tumor. And then they told me I had stage 5 brain cancer. I never even heard of stage 5. And I had no effects. I had no, other than I started falling down and couldn't walk. With that, DAPL is still happening. With that, we are still to this day, drones in our yards and following us. We keep a vigilant on both sites. They have started construction without a construction permit again. Right now we're documenting and photographing everything that's going on around us.
What are they constructing?
They're constructing the DAPL expansion pipeline.
While the original Dakota Access Pipeline is still in court, and potentially Biden has not said yes or no to whether he would allow it to continue, but it's been in courts and there have been some victories for the tribe, yet the company is building, you're saying, without a permit, the expansion.
Again, so with that, we are trying to follow the law. Oh, wait, I said that at the beginning. All we want is for America to follow their own laws. We're not asking for anything else, just follow the law. So then we won in court that said, yes, Dakota Access Pipeline did not have a permit to build. Yes, Dakota Access Pipeline illegally built. Yes, Dakota Access Pipeline created human violations. Yes, Dakota Access Pipeline misused federal funds. We can go on. The list is long.
Desecrated your ancestors' burial grounds, privately surveilled you, worked with the FBI Homeland Security to infiltrate the camp. I mean, the list is long.
The list is very long. But I want to say this much with all of this process of seeing the real America. What I also seen is some of the best people in the whole world. I have met more good people than I have met bad people. And for me, it's able to separate that in my mind to understand corporations are not people.
Absolutely. And in terms of them building, already starting the expansion, I assume that members of your tribe have seen them starting to dig, man camps. What have you seen in terms of how have you seen that they're already building?
So we've been watching nonstop. We are photographing, we are videotaping, we are recording.
Water's down. So they lowered the water so they could do
Oh, yeah. And of course, the Army Corps of Engineer has dropped the water level so low, they're beyond drought level so that
Wow.
they can construct. That's devastating to us and our water. So right now in this whole process, it's been a fight. We went to Linton, North Dakota to give comment on the Dakota Access Pipeline. We came in ceremony and in prayer. We made sandwiches for the community and coffee for everybody who was there. They brought out the National Guard, the police, they shut down the schools. It was just like trying to strike up a fear where there is no fear. Trying to cause division where there is no division.
Right.
I have really good friends on the east side who are just as worried about their water and their land and what's happening over there with Dakota Access Pipeline. So our allies are all taking pictures. We're taking pictures. I told record license plates of trucks, record everything, because media is the most important tool we have.
And we've talked before, a lot of people feel like, okay, a couple of years ago, everybody left the camps and that was it. But you and other tribe members have experienced unmarked cars following you and basic surveillance that you believe is from the oil company itself that owns.
So I will say that the camp didn't end for us. Sacred Stone's still standing. We still have people here. When the National Guard in the state of South Dakota brought in the police and shut people down, we moved them each to our homeland. So like I had like 200 people in my yard, my daughter, we put people up wherever we could. And so it took maybe 6 months for people to slowly go. And for Sacred Stone, we have had people here nonstop. So we started doing education classes, plants, medicines, how to butcher. We've been doing those kind of classes, having ceremonies still as an entity. And we're registered in the state of North Dakota as an LCC Sacred Stone.
Mm. And, to me, what must be very scary for you and your relatives is it's not like the oil company is going to be honest if there's been spills. You really have no way to know how many leaks have there been. I mean, there's been a few reported, but this is not exactly an oil company that's been great with transparency. Obviously, North Dakota is the second largest oil producer in the country. So if there's been leaks in the Missouri River, or onto your land, you wouldn't know about all of them, would you?
Well, my mama didn't raise no redheaded stepchild, and I wasn't born yesterday, and I never, ever trusted them. And after 2016, seeing what they can be reduced to, no, I will watch them every moment of every day of the rest of their lives. They will remember my name at their gravesite. No, I will not stop until Dapple's pipes are out of my ground. If I have to go out and dig them up myself. Oh, and we got shovels and we can do it.
And can you kind of talk about, a lot of people might not realize, but years later, the tribe has been negatively affected. There were economic ramifications, loss in revenue to hotels, casinos, boycotts from other parts of North Dakota that didn't want to come. Can you kind of talk about how has the tribe been affected by this years later?
Oh, I told people that my people are below poverty. We've always struggled. Then the camps. After the camps and all the people left, we were double below poverty. We had people living in homes with no electricity, with no food. There was a grandiose idea. No offense, I'm going to say bad things. All of these people came, they raised money to come here, and they took their money with them. There was nobody that made any money on Standing Rock. In fact, I was just talking to a couple of guys, and I was like, we're still driving the same vehicles, and we're still breaking them down. And all these people think we have some kind of money or anything. We're still feeding people, but we feed people on what we got. I think what happened at Standing Rock was supposed to happen. It was not the beginning or the end. It was just a little seed to show us what we can do. And I truly believe that's going to grow as we see in the coming months. We in America are in a broken system. And personally, as a Native person, I'm not quite sure it was ever not broken. But I truly believe that in this day and time, to get everybody to sit down at the table and talk to each other would be so amazing. To figure out how we fix these problems. A lot of the problems are simple. It's about justice. You commit a crime, you go to jail for the crime. Not, oh, maybe we thought you committed a crime, so we kill you. That's kind of how American justice has been. And for Indian people, you know, you're brown, you don't want to be stopped by the cops. What kind of system is that? That is not a system. That's something broken that needs to be fixed. And so we need to fix these. How do we do that? For me, it's finding a purpose for young people. One of the things that listening to all the young people at camp, what they told me was it gave them purpose. It gave them the idea of, this is who I am. These are my songs, my dance, my ceremony, my way of life. It was a centering, a grounding. And I think we need that centering and grounding with our young people if we're going to go forward and repair, because we do have to repair one way or another.
And you know what? Could you update the audience where things stand in the courts? Because I know you guys are now challenging not just the original pipeline, but them putting in new pump stations for this expansion.
So right now with the original pipeline, we won in court that says the pipeline must be taken out of the ground. Then we won in court that the pipeline was illegal because they didn't have an environmental impact statement. And there has to be a completed environmental impact statement before any permits or permission or privileges for that pipeline should have been authorized. So they're in court with that. So then we want for them to remove the pipe. But we know. So then they put out a press release saying they refuse the court order. And then the court says they can't refuse the court order. Still weighing that out. So who has more power in America, Supreme Court or corporations? And if you don't know the answer, that's why you need to fix your nation.
And
hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.